Hello again. I'm Heidi Steward, Acting Director. Let's start with a topic important to all of us, Workday Payroll. The Department of Administrative Services, DAS, knows the Workday Payroll system continues to negatively impact pay for some employees, and that it has put a strain on our agency's payroll and financial teams. They have pulled in a team of IT experts to evaluate the issues and believe they are now on the right track. While they are confident the functionality will get better, they are not there yet, and they are asking for our continued patience. DAS is working hard to stabilize the system. To do so, they've paused the implementation of fixes for now. This will allow time to identify issues, test fixes, and implement solutions that will work. It will also allow time to communicate in advance with employees on what to expect and when. However, this does mean you may continue to experience errors in your pay. Our DOC payroll team is working closely with DAS to alert you of any issues that arise when we start running payroll. Our top priority is to ensure every employee is paid correctly. So please check your March 31st payslip. If you see an error on your payslip, send an email to your payroll analyst or to DL DOC Payroll Replacement Project. April holds space for two very important topics. The week of April 16th is National Volunteer Week. Every year during National Volunteer Week, our nation honors and celebrates volunteers of all kinds, and we're happy to take part in this celebration. The next time you encounter DOC volunteers, please let them know how much we appreciate all that they do to help achieve our agency's mission. This is also a good time to acknowledge the many DOC employees who spend time volunteering in their communities. Our communities are a better place because of you. The week of April 23rd is National Crime Victims Week. During this week, we celebrate the accomplishments of the victims' rights movement. As an agency, we must commit to elevating and engaging survivors to lift their voices, inform policy and practice, and thereby affect change. By engaging survivors, we will ensure our responses and services are credible, meaningful, and centered on their individual needs. I am proud our agency works in partnership with several local and national committees, groups, and agencies to improve and advance our resources and services for victims. Legislative session is in full swing. In March, we presented to the Ways and Means Subcommittee on Public Safety. This was our opportunity not only to discuss our agency's budget, but also share with the committee the good work of our agency and our challenges. The committee members wanted me to pass on their gratitude to you for the work you do every day. They recognize the past few years have been a challenging time for us and that our work is not easy. So on behalf of the Public Safety Subcommittee, thank you. So why is the legislative session so important to our agency? The legislature ultimately determines agency budgets, so it's important we work closely with the legislators to advocate for the governor's recommended budget and to provide the information they need to make informed decisions. In addition, during the legislative session, bills are introduced that may become law. It is critical we ensure legislators understand how these bills impact our agency and the cost associated with them. Sounds easy, right? But it's not. There were over 2,900 bills introduced for legislative members to consider. We had a team that reviewed each bill to determine if they impacted our agency, and many did. The broad topics of bills impacting our agency include restrictive housing, early medical release, bills creating new crimes, voting rights for AICs, public records, and overtime, just to name a few. This is why, as an agency, we spend so much time preparing for our Ways and Means presentation and getting information to legislators on a variety of topics about our agency's operations. If you have any questions about the legislative session, please contact Jennifer Black. She's always happy to answer your questions. In my last video, I asked you to let me know if you are proud to work for DOC. The survey was provided to all employees, which is about 4,800 people, and 840 responded, which is a 17.5% response rate. Thank you to those who responded. This was our highest return rate to date for a survey. I am still reading through the responses to gain insight into our issues. It's taken longer than I expected because many of you took the time to provide thoughtful feedback with your answer. Here's what information I have so far. 39% are proud to work for the agency. 26% are neutral, some even said it depends on the day, and 34% are not proud to work for DOC. Responses often referenced these words: time, management, change, career, hard, family, pay, leadership, overtime, vaccine, COVID, and Workday. While I'm encouraged by the thoughtful responses, whether they were positive or negative, they show we have a lot of improvement to make. The executive team will examine your responses and themes and make plans to act, because our goal is to create an environment where we are all proud to work for this agency. I want to touch base briefly on the drug interdiction problem we're seeing in our institutions. In the last 2 years, positive UAs in our facilities have doubled, and we realize these are just the people we're catching, so the problem is bigger than we know. As you're aware, drugs enter our prisons in many ways, through the mail, visiting, work crews, and employees, to name a few. But the two largest forms of interdiction are through the mail and visiting. Drugs in our institutions create a dangerous environment for both employees and AICs. And that's why we're actively working to identify strategies we can get in place to reduce drug interdiction. We have a team of people across the state developing solutions, and I'll spend more time next month discussing these strategies with you. And now for our monthly DOC Spotlight. Recently, a diesel leak was detected at the Oregon State Penitentiary. The team worked quickly to get a contractor on site to assess the situation. In the end, a total of 200 gallons of diesel fuel was recovered, and 200 yards of contaminated soil was moved to the state-regulated waste disposal site. Due to the quick actions of the OSP team and facility services, a real crisis was averted. At no point were staff or AICs at risk, and no evacuations or further safety measures were needed. I am grateful to all involved. Thank you. That's it for this month's briefing. Thanks for taking the time to watch. Be well and be safe.